This model kit review is of the Ferrari Testarossa. It's a convertible, and it is a 1/24 scale model by Monogram. Here's a picture of the finished model kit. This is an older kit, and you can see the box has definitely seen some better days. There's some nice pictures of the finished model. Some details about the car. Let's have a look inside. I bought this one online, and it's supposed to be complete, so let's have a look. There's lots and lots of parts here, and some of these parts have fallen off. So we have our glass. Looks like that's going to need to be sanded and polished. That's for the rear. Here's our front. Also going to need to be sanded and polished. It's a bit scratched up. We have our wheels, reasonably well molded, and some other parts here. Looks like that's fallen off. Here are our wheels, hubcaps. The chrome is okay, not great. So we'll have a look here at our body parts. Here's our body, reasonably well molded. We do have some mold lines here on the sides. They're kind of hidden in that recess. Molding quality is actually really good for this old model kit. Usually you have a lot of flashing or plastic stuck in there, but that's actually very nice. Here's our chassis, and wheel wells are included there. We have our exhausts here, the strakes for the inside, also surprisingly well molded. We have engine parts, good level of detail there. And here we have our suspension parts. Here's a radiator, parts of our transmission, drive shafts, and our belts, engine mount parts, all very nicely molded. And here's our cockpit. Pedal box is molded in there, and we have some other engine parts. This looks like maybe a radiator fan here. Here's our dashboard and seats. Got some parts sticking off here. Insides of the door, as well as our here's our tie rods for the steering. Here's our rear engine cover. And this looks like this is part of the radiator. And if you wanted to make it a hard top or a soft top on the back, you have that option as well. More engine parts here, and more here as well. Here's our steering wheel. And not sure what that part is. Let's have a look at our instructions. We do have some decals, not many here. Still reasonable shape. So first of all, there are the colors needed. So we start off by building the engine. Once that's then built, we put on the exhausts, mount the engine frame to the chassis, and we start to build our suspension parts. That's for the front suspension there. And then put our shocks on there. These are dual shocks. Engines then mounted. The drive shafts are put on. Next we have this is our exhaust system here. Catalytic converter. Put in our radiator parts. Next, the upper frame of the engine mounts, air intakes. Then we put our glass and body parts together. The strakes for the sides of the doors. Start to build out our trunk cover, the engine cover, dashboard. Cockpit is then built. And Those are mounted to the body. Finally, last few pieces, plastic parts there for our tail lights, front lights, windshield wipers all on the body. Next, our wheels are mounted. Body's put on the chassis, and last few parts of the body. And there's the rear, also the convertible top if you want that. So all in all, molding quality actually was reasonable, and a surprising level of detail for this older Monogram kit.